I think the level of security, if you're walking as a tourist in Iran, you feel much more safer. You don't have the same sense that you have in Kenya or Nairobi, especially
Coming from Nigeria, how would you compare Kenya to your country?
Nigeria is the best country globally, you know. It's the richest globally. The whole of Europe survives from Nigeria.
What made you make this trip to Kenya?
We love wildlife, so yeah, we want to see the wildlife, the big five in their natural habitat.
Kenya is a man has a lot of women, okay, right? But in Japan, this is illegal. In Japan, one man and one wife only.
How would you compare Kenya to China?
Oh, I say, yeah, it's totally different. Yeah, it's the China more like a traditional country, and
Hello and welcome to ZD Next. My name is John. We went back to the streets and got to interview foreigners in Kenya. And before you jump in, please, in case you are yet to subscribe, please do. It really helps us as a channel to grow, and also motivates us like to create more content like this in the future. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe.
my name is Jawad, and I'm working in one company in Kenya since 6 months ago.
Okay. Where are you from?
I'm from Iran.
Iran.
Yeah.
Interesting. This is the first time I'm interviewing somebody from Iran.
Really?
Iran. Yeah, so really.
Yeah, there are not
Okay.
many Iranians in Kenya.
Yeah, so tell me, what brought you to Kenya in the first place?
In fact, I was brought by the company. So I was offered to come to Kenya. Our company has a branch in Kenya, and then I accepted the offer and I came to Kenya.
Nice.
And I'm happy for that.
Okay, can you tell me your experience so far? Like, how has it been?
So it was different from my expectation. Normally in my country they expect Africa to be very dry, very hot, and it was totally vice versa.
Yeah.
Nairobi is a great city. The weather is so cool, and you can see everywhere is green, and people are friendly. So I was surprised, honestly speaking, and I love it in here.
Okay, you've mentioned like you've had a nice stay here so far. Like, have you had any downsides, any negatives since your arrival?
For Kenya,
Yes.
Kenya and Nairobi, I was advised to be careful while I'm walking in the street for the pickpocketing and issues like that. Otherwise, no.
Now that you've been in Kenya for like 6 months, do you feel like you can confidently walk in the streets?
I don't think so. Still no.
Still no.
Still no. Even when I'm in this Masai market, so I feel comfortable in terms of security. But the way that Africans talk to foreigners, you feel yourself, you don't feel yourself among them. So they trace you, they ask you many questions, they push you inside, so you don't feel that much confident. That much comfortable, in fact, being with them. Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
Like in this Masai market, everyone is chasing you, asking you for coming and shopping from them.
People want you to buy.
Yeah.
I think that's expected.
Yeah, you have the feeling that that they look at you as if they are looking at money.
So, say, how would you compare Kenya to Iran?
Compare in terms of what?
In terms of the social aspect, economic aspect, and
So the thing that I observed here, Kenya is not that much industrial, and in terms of industry, factories, local production, Iran is much more developed and stronger. So here, most of the products are import, and also the tax is very high. The taxes, import duties, and the price for living is also very high. In Iran, it's much cheaper.
wow.
Yeah, and also if I want to talk about the food in Iran is much better than Kenya.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, here, I assume you rent a place.
Okay. Yes.
You said like in Iran, back Iran, like
Yes.
it's much cheaper.
It is.
Say,
of course.
how would you compare the?
Here is the price is more than double.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much is that? Like, if you can give the.
For example, for the house that you are buying, you are renting for monthly rent of 500 USD. Simply, you can you can rent a good place in Tehran with 200, 250, something like that. So here, cost of living is high, and for locals, the earnings are not that high. So it makes it brings the level of quality of life down a bit for local people. Of course, for expats, it's much different. It's not the same, but still, I don't feel good for the local people. You know, the economy is not supporting them that much. Industry and economy. Yeah.
Do you recommend somebody planning to come to Kenya?
Of course, yeah.
Like
so far, I invited many of my friends. Now 2 of them are with me. As a tourist, they would love to come. You know, but as investor and running the business, no, even with from my African friends, I was not advised because I heard that the level of fraud is high in government sector, and it's difficult to run a business and establish and invest in Kenya, you know, because of these things, all these obstacles. Otherwise, yeah, Kenya is a beautiful country, and it really worth to visit.
Would you move here permanently?
If I have the chance, yes, I would.
Okay, one last thing,
Yeah.
like the security part, like general security, like how would you compare your country to Kenya?
I think the level of security, if you're walking as a tourist in Iran, you feel much more safer. You don't have the same sense that you have in Kenya or Nairobi, especially I'm talking about downtown, you know. But the thing is, Iran, due to sanctions, we don't have that much tourists. But Kenya, you have a lot of tourists. So the security level is much better in Iran, I can say.
Nice. Thank you so much.
Most welcome.
Okay, I'm Emmanuel from Nigeria.
Like, Manu, what brings you to Kenya?
Work. Came for work.
So, like, how today makes your
This is a week in Kenya.
your week?
Yes.
Okay, tell me about your experience and your story, maybe.
It's fine. The people in Kenya behave exactly like a lot of other places globally. We have the nice people part, we have those that are usually corny, and it's okay. It's fine. It's everywhere. Humans are always the same.
Okay. Can you like do you have specific stories to tell?
Yes, I have friends in Kenya that are nice, very nice friends. And also, I went round. The state seems to be choked, a lot of traffic. The roads needs to be expanded. But Kenya is very, very fine. I am at Masai Market. The market is good. Have the touch of the culture here, but in some parts of it, what we want to say, a lot of it, Kenyan seems to be losing their culture to the whites. When I see the type of food they eat here, I found it hard to get the type of food I would want to eat. So this is what I would now want from the Africans. We can learn good things from America. We can bring technology. We can bring other things, but we should maintain our culture. This is what we have, and then this is what I would say for Kenyans. They should try and make sure the culture is sustained, because from the way it is, after some years, the culture will be lost.
Coming from Nigeria, how would you compare Kenya to your country?
Nigeria is the best country globally, you know. It's the richest globally. The whole of Europe survives from Nigeria. So soon, when Nigeria has the right leaders, and then hoping that our leadership has the right mindset to have the political will, the whole of Africa would find freedom. So once Nigeria is free from a lot of all those things, Africa is free.
Do you feel like there is maybe the advantages here compared to Nigeria?
I would stay in Nigeria. I would travel around the world. I would always stay in Nigeria.
Okay.
Nigeria is the best.
I just wanted to ask. I was about to ask you whether you'd consider like moving to Kenya permanently.
Nah, I would come for work. I can come. I see my friends. I can come for work. But I will always go back home. Nigeria is the sweetest country on earth.
Okay, okay.
If you would go, you won't want to come back.
I'll go there someday.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's a plan. It's a plan. So say you just mentioned work. So you just mentioned work,
Yeah.
about work. So let me check. Do you think it's easy for you to find work here?
I've not tried, but everywhere, globally, there's the workspace is shrinking. We have more experts in a lot of sectors, so you just have to work on yourself and then see how you can be able to.
Okay. Say somebody who plans to come to Kenya. Your advice to them?
Yes, they should come and get the African artifacts and then try and advise the Kenyans to bring back the culture they are losing.
Oh, okay. Let me just ask you something. You mentioned about Kenya losing its culture.
Yeah.
Can you maybe expand on that?
The food. I cannot see anything. I've eaten a lot of things. They're losing a lot of things around the food, and then the way they behave. I've seen a lot of establishments owned by a lot of people not from here. This is not the type of things I would want.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm a true African, so.
Thanks for your time,
Thank
man.
you.
Thanks for your time.
My name is Shinya. I also YouTuber
Okay.
in Japan.
Okay, tell us your channel name.
My YouTube channel is Shinya Bimbo Backpacker Around the World Trip. Please subscribe my YouTube channel.
Okay, what brings you to Kenya?
Just trip, but I want to crossing Africa. Yes.
Okay, like from Japan.
Yeah.
What's your perspective of like what's the perspective? Like what do people in Japan think about Kenya?
ケニアの人たちはとってもいい人たちばっかりです。仲良くしてください。
What did you say? What did you say?
So, almost all people, almost all Kenyan people, really kind.
How would you compare Kenyan people to Japanese people?
Kenya is a man has a lot of women, okay, right? But in Japan, this is illegal. In Japan, one man and one wife only. This is, yes, culture. So I really surprised. So when I went to the Kibera slum, so Guido has a lot of wife.
Many wives.
Many wives. And then this baby is mine. This baby also mine. Crazy, right?
Very good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So now, actually, I've heard in the news like Japan, like most people like they don't want to have kids, and like the population is shrinking.
Yes.
Like, why do you think this is happening?
Difficult. But difficult problem. Difficult problem because so almost all Japanese maybe they cannot get married.
Oh, by the way, can you speak Swahili?
Swahili?
Swahili.
Jumbo.
Jumbo.
Hakuna matata. 問題ない is Hakuna Matata.
Hey.
Okay, where are you from?
I'm from China.
China.
China, yeah.
Oh, nice.
A long way to the Kenya.
This is
Just arrived today.
interesting. Like this is my first time interviewing a Chinese person.
Oh,
Yeah.
me
Let me
too.
tell you. So, okay, tell me about your experience so far.
Sorry?
Your experience?
Experience?
Yeah.
Experience for what?
Your experience in Kenya.
Kenya, yeah. I just arrived today and I feel it's a freedom country and it's like some wild. And it's a beautiful country. I will look forward to my safari trip. We are beginning tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I expected to see more animals on the carnival and
right. So like what brought you to Kenya is like the trips, seeing animals and stuff.
yeah.
Anything else?
Basically, it's major for the animal and just Kenya and Tanzania. Yeah, the road trip. Yeah, we will start from Nairobi and end at the Kilimanjaro.
Kilimanjaro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you plan on going to Tanzania?
Sorry?
You plan on going to Tanzania?
Yeah. It's in our safari plan.
Okay. So how would you compare Kenya to China?
Oh, I say, yeah, it's totally different. Yeah, it's the China more like a traditional country, and people not like this. And I feel the Africa, the Kenya, it's more the original, like the people start from here. Yeah, the human beings start from here. It's our like the original.
Yeah,
Sorry, I don't know how to explain that. Yeah, I feel like that's back to my home.
Yeah, the first human fossil like dating back like it's in Kenya.
Yeah.
So for anyone like planning to come to Kenya, like your advice to them?
Yeah, I would totally advise it. Yeah. It's highly recommended.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice. Thank you.
Yes, hi. We are from India, the city called Bangalore, and we have come to Kenya for the safaris.
Okay, can you tell me about your experience so far?
It's just been our first day actually in Nairobi. So we have been going about. We went to the giraffe orphanage center, and now we've come to the Maasai shopping area. But yeah, beautiful things here, excellent things. So we bought quite a bit.
Nice. Like, what made you make this trip to Kenya?
We love wildlife, so yeah, we want to see the wildlife, the big five in their natural habitat.
Say, how would you compare Kenya to your country, India?
There are a lot of similarities, but also quite different. So India is huge, but India doesn't have so many large animals in one area. So that is beautiful here. But similarities, like India also has markets like this where you can shop, you can bargain. So yeah, and a lot of similar food is also a little bit similar in some spices, etc. similar. So,
Okay, have you had any negatives since your arrival in Kenya?
no, so far no negative. People have been nice and warm, so no negatives at all.
Okay. So, just curious about this. Would you like move to Kenya permanently?
No, I don't know enough to decide to move to Kenya. But very unlikely.
Unlikely.
Yes, very unlikely.
Can you give me a reason why you think it's unlikely for you to move here?
Because I don't know the language, I don't know the culture, and my work is very different. I don't think there is any company that does that kind of work here. So that's why.
Oh,
Yeah.
how have you survived without knowing the language in Kenya, like the Swahili?
English is good. I think everybody speaks English, so there's no problem.
Oh, nice. Okay. The last thing, I wanted to ask you whether you knew Swahili, but
I don't know Swahili.
I don't think you
I
know
don't know
Swahili.
Swahili.
So, to anyone like planning to come to Kenya in the future, your advice to them?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we are still looking forward to going to Mara, but I've heard fantastic things about it. So yes, I would encourage people to come and enjoy.
Okay. Thank you so much. If you like our content, please like and subscribe. It really helps us grow as a channel. So yeah, and we've always welcomed any sort of suggestion. If you feel like you have any question, any burning question that you'd like us to ask, please feel free to post it in the comment section below. As always, thank you so much, and I'll be seeing you next week. Take care.